Hi, SusanClaire here, GourmetQuilter. This time I'm here to show you part 2 of the block of the month that we're running this year called Kimi's Kimonos. If you've already purchased the pattern, you'll already have all this information here, but if you haven't, it's available on my website on GourmetQuilter.com, Kimi's Kimonos. So today I thought I'd show you how to do part 2, which is similar to part 1, but there's just a little bit of a change going on. So in part 1 we went through all the information that you need to cut out all your backgrounds and all the pieces for the kimono that we made last time. So this kimono that's up behind me here is what we did last time. We just made one just to get started. This time I'm suggesting that you make 2 of block B, so that was block A. And so the information in the pattern is all here on how to assemble it all. The assembly will remain the same. We're just going to do a little different thing on the back just to make the kimono slightly more interesting. So I'll just go ahead and show you that. All the information that you need will be in the download pattern for part 2. And also, if you're wanting to re-watch how to do all the assembly, I won't go through every detail again this time. I suggest you watch the first video, and that link will be in the pattern as well. So this is what we're doing this time. So a very similar kimono to the one up behind us, but we've got a little detail going on down the back here. So I just thought I'd show you how that's done. And as I said, we're making 2 of these blocks. So I've already made one. This is my second one that I'm doing now. So I've gone ahead, I've done all my cutting. I've actually done some of the preparation ready to assemble the block ahead, because that's all the same as we did for the first block. And then these are the parts for my back. So the information for the cutting, as I said, is in the pattern, and I've just got to join those 3, and that will bring it into the correct size that we had for the back of the first kimono. So I'll go ahead and join these strips. There's nothing particularly hard about this part. This is just making it a little bit more interesting. So just finishing up that second seam. Now I'm going to press that. So to press that, I'm going to press that seam in towards the piece that we've just stitched in there, and that just gives it a slightly raised look. So I'm just going to press from the back because it's quite small. Very often I press from the front. So I'll just give it just a slight bit of tension on when I'm pressing like this, just so that that seam will sit nice and flat on the right side. So that should pretty much meet in the middle. And there we've got a very nice central decorative bit in the back of our kimono. And I'm just going to use the clapper. Do you remember we were using the clapper and the turner tool? Such a good idea for this sort of work. Any work, in fact. So that should be just about done now. That's ready and nicely set. The seam is looking great, so that can go out of the way. After that, all the construction for the kimono is going to be the same as in our first block, and because I've already made some of my pieces, that will help. So we've got our sleeves to pop on here. Remember, we made them with that nice little bit sticking out, which means that we also know where to pop the little obi that sits underneath there at the same distance as that is down for that sleeve seam. So we're just going to stitch the obi on, remember, then we're going to stitch the sleeves just using a 1/8 inch seam allowance so that it doesn't show, and then later on we'll be doing the 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then we're going to pop kimono pieces on as well. So as I said, all that's in the pattern. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll come back and show you when I've got the block done. So I just thought I'd show you this as I'm putting it together. So in this part here where we're putting our sleeves on, I've already got those on. I've just pinned them out of the way. I'm now putting my little side flaps on, and with this particular back on this kimono here with this strip in the middle, it's really quite helpful, because when we position this first flap on, it actually, we've come up 1/4 inch, and it's actually meeting that seam there, and this one does of course the same thing on the other side. And then when we put the second flap on, that one is more or less meeting or very slightly beyond the other seam. So that just kind of helps a little bit with your positioning as well, I think. But I think the measurements and things in the notes are really helpful as well. So I just thought I'd point that out to you, and I will go ahead and finish my block. So I've gone ahead and finished block B. I now have 2 of block B, so we've got different colours in the centres, we've got different obies. They don't match necessarily anything else, but they're from the other kimono fabrics that I'm using. I've got my little flaps here, I've got my sleeves, I've got the little obi. So exciting. I'm really thrilled to have both of those now. So that was part 2, make 2 of block B, and I will see you again next time with whatever it is that we're doing next month to do with this quilt.